Okay. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. So this particular session, all right, this class we're having right now is majorly to bridge the gap. All right, we're trying to bridge the gap for those who are IPPS students. All right, and the major mentorship program that we have, and the purpose behind that, all right, the main reason why we're doing this is because it is my desire that everyone in the IPPS mentorship program will be able to trade exactly the same way as those who are in the advanced mentorship program. All right. And those who are also in the advanced mentorship program will have some understanding, all right, some knowledge of the IPPS techniques. All right. So we're just going to wait for a couple more guys to join in and then we'll start. I'm deliberately not showing my face because it's my Sunday evening face. All right, so I'm not really dressed up or anything. But just bear with me, guys. What we're trying to do is going to make sense in a short while. Let's let's see. Please just know that we're waiting for a couple more people to join in. All right, that's why we're waiting. Okay, I don't want to start the session when it's just four people on the call. Where is everybody? All right. Let's see. Hold on, let me put my phone on silence. Are we all here? If you're here, can you just respond in the chat box so I know how many people exactly are here? Just signify in the chat box if you're here, all right, so I can know how many people are here with me. Godson, I see you. Who else is here? All right, this guy is here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Just signify in the chat box if you're here. I want to be sure that I'm not speaking to just a few people. Andre, welcome. Welcome. It's good to have you here. All right, I think we'll just start. Anyone that comes after now can just catch up based on the recording that they would get. So, like I said, this particular session, we're trying to mount a bridge. We're trying to create a bridge between the IPPS techniques, all right, and the regular Templars trading strategy that I teach. All right, we're trying to just connect both of them. And the reason why we're trying to do that is because I have found that a lot of people who trade the IPPS approach, all right, the IPPS style, are unfamiliar with, what to do when they're running proper technical analysis. All right, and please note that this is just the beginning. All right, by God's grace, I will have a session tomorrow. I'm sure that you guys have seen the flyer. I'm sure you've seen the flyer and the link. All right, there's a secret trading approach that I'm going to be teaching tomorrow. So I have that program as a continuation of this, and hopefully starting from this week, I'm going to be doing a daily live trading session of gold. All right, so every single day I'll come on here for at least 1 or 2 hours. All right, every single day I'll come on here, I'll analyze gold. All right, and then we'll take a couple of trades together. Okay, so if I don't get opportunities on gold, I'm just going to show you a couple of other commodities that I'm going to work with. Okay, so if you would love to be a part of that, because like I said, this session is just the beginning of that process. So if you would love to be a part of that, I want to see you just drop an emoji in the chat box. Right, just drop an emoji and then let's push. So yeah, let's do this. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Because I'm not seeing anyone react with the emoji in the chat box. But nonetheless, we're gonna go on. All right, we're gonna go on, and the first thing that we'll be looking into. Maybe daddy is busy. All right, I'm on a call. Okay, go to mommy. I know it's fun, but I'm sorry, I can't have fun right now. I'm working. All right, tell mommy to help you. All right, so based on a proper IPPS techniques, all right. Based on proper IPPS techniques, we know that, especially IPPS day 2, is it day 2 or day 3 now? We use the MACD, all right, to identify what the overall trend is looking like, all right? And because of that, some of those who trade the IPPS approach, all right, do not understand how to figure out the trend, all right, using proper technical analysis, which is what one of the basic things that we're going to do today. And this is also going to assist. This is also going to assist as many of you as you know you're trying to brush up even better on your trading. So first of all, what you're looking for in trend, all right, if you're an IPPS trader, is you want to see structure. All right, you want to see structure. You want to see a break of structure. For example, you can see we have this low broken here, which sets the precedence that there's a likelihood of this being the beginning of a bearish trend, all right, or a reversal. Okay, and that's why when we see price return here, you can see that I have an expectation to sell. All right, until probably price comes to fill a portion of this fair value gap. But we'll come again, we'll come back to the old fair value gap subject, all right, to the old fair value gap context. But when you want to map out structure, try as much as possible to start from at least your 4 hours time frame. All right, at least the 4 hours time frame. That's why I was showing you guys, those of you who did the IPPS, that's why I was showing you that we use the MACD on the daily time frame for our trend, all right, for our understanding of trend. But when we want to take our entry in the direction of the trend, we mostly go to the 1 hour time frame for that entry. All right, do you guys still remember? So that's majorly what we want to do, okay? So let me go to, what's that now? Let me use a different chart. An unmarked chart. I'm looking for an unmarked chart. Okay. Imputes work with the chart time frame. Yes. All right. So remember, one of the things we look for is when price has exceeded the, the boundaries of the Bollinger Band. All right, you guys remember that, right? But in this case, all right, when we want to combine that with proper market structure and advanced technical analysis, we want to check the prevailing trend on the higher time frame. So say, for example, around this region, all right, around that region, if I wanted to take an IPPS entry, I'm going to need to add another RSI. All right, so you can see that here, what is the trend that the that the IPPS is showing us? What trend is this IPPS showing us? Bullish, right? Which means that if we're going to be taking bearish entries, all right, it's going to be shorter, much shorter. And the IPPS is showing us that the bullish trend started from somewhere around here. Okay, from somewhere around here. So imagine that you have followed this, all right, and you've been able to take a buy at every point where the IPPS has provided you an entry. You would see that you would have made some very, very substantial amount of money. But this is where I'm going. When we mark a zone on the higher time frame, all right, when we mark a zone on the higher time frame, for example, here now that I've marked this as my supply zone, I want to sell, I want to sell on the higher time frame using proper technical analysis, all right, proper Templar trading strategy. And we know that there are two patterns that we use for entry using the Templar trading strategy. We use the double break of structure, or we use the break of structure, break of trend line, right? So if I'm looking for entry here, what do I do? So first of all, you can see that already from here, maybe if you go to like 5 or 15 minutes, you'll probably find an entry already. Do you see that? All right, you've seen the break of structure, you've seen the break of trend line. So it already looks like we have an entry here. All right, using break of structure, break of trend line confirmation. But if you come back to the 1 hour, the 15 minutes, in fact, you'll see that the downtrend has not yet begun. Do you guys get it? This will show you that the downtrend has not yet begun. So what do? You can also as well now wait for IPPS to confirm your entry. At which point I can plot this, this straight trend line, and then wait for the IPPS RSI, all right, to go below level 50, so that I know now that, yes, this is a downtrend. Do you understand now? And another thing that we can pick from IPPS in this setting is you can see that there's a compression of the Bollinger Bands already happening. All right, we can see that there's been a compression of the Bollinger Band happening. And that compression is happening within the lower half. All right, within the lower half. What does that tell us? It tells us that price is most likely going to rebound all the way up here, all right, with a break of structure in mind. But let's pause a minute. I'm trying to sell from the higher time frame, right? Price is already in my supply zone. Then why am I still checking for IPPS confirmations? The answer or the reason why is simple. I want to translate us, all right, from being people who are careful traders. Let me explain what I mean. People who, because of, the fear of loss, are trading 0.05, 0.03 lot size, all right, because you want to make 10% of your account over a number of trades, like 2 or 3 trades, okay? What I'm trying to do is to transition us from that particular point, okay, into people who can now be able to trade the actual way, all right, using a very small and very, very tight stop loss. And then you can be sure that in one single trade, you can make 100% of your account. All right, I'm going to show you an example. Just stay with me. Let's come back to the daily time frame on gold. I'm going to remove all of this. This is our fair value gap on gold, right? From here to here. And this was where price entered into the middle of the fair value gap, correct? Whereas this particular one was price reacting from the supply zone, this particular one right here. So I'm going to show you, let's go to the lower time frame and see which one of them would have given us that very premium sniper entry approach that we would have used. Da, 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 da. So when you come here, all right, if I didn't enter this trade from here because, like I told you, I'm not using pure market structure for my confirmation. I want to use IPPS for my entry, all right? What do I see here? I see that around the supply zone on the daily time frame, around that supply zone on the daily time frame, I'm seeing now that the IPPS RSI on the 15 minutes has crossed bearish. Okay, so now I know that that is a reaction. Okay, sometimes price gets to a supply or demand zone, all right, gives you a rejection candle, gives you another candle, and then suddenly comes and sweeps those rejection candles, all right, for price to keep going higher. But in this scenario, you would see that the RSI 75 on the 15 minutes, you can see that it already crossed below level 50, indicating that, yes, this looks like a good approach. So what do we do then? You can see we have another fair value gap here. This is the middle of the fair value gap. All right, and we're targeting 1:3 or 1:5. Can you guys see that? So right here, I've gotten my 1:5 and I'm out. Are you with me? Then again, we see price come into this, which is the supply zone on the daily time frame. All right, and now we're looking for an entry. Normal Templars trading strategy will tell you that, oh, yes, we already have our confirmation here. All right, normal Templars approach will tell you that we have our confirmation here. And probably you're looking for a sell from this supply zone. But for the IPPS confirmation, all right, you can literally just wait for this to cross below level 50. You can see that it has crossed below level 50 here. All right, and what do we do next? We want to look for our area of entry. Okay? Want to look for our area of entry. So this is the first fair value gap. All right? This is the second fair value gap. Okay? And remember, our target is 1:5. And you can see that if you had worked with this, you would have gotten 1:5 on that first day. All right, you can see that the RSI Bollinger Band has already exceeded that point. All right, and you see that we still had several other entries to take. All right, from other regions. From other regions, other zones. All right, double break of structure here. So why am I showing you this? I want you guys to transition from people who are miserly in their trading, all right, to people who become more confident in their trades, all right, and because they are more confident in their trades, they are able to make more money for themselves. And I know that somebody is wondering, why am I teaching this? What is the point? Why do I want you guys to use, bigger lot sizes or to risk more? The answer is simple. I want you to do that because I feel like the reason why some of us are holding back, all right, is because we are scared, all right? We're uncertain of what the outcome of our trades will be, okay? So I want you to be able to work with an approach that is much safer, all right? That is much more confirmed. In fact, interestingly, if price is rejecting from a supply zone, all right, if price is rejecting from a major supply zone on the daily time frame, I can as well just come to the 15 minutes and use the crossing of the RSI 75 as my entry. I could just as well do that. All right. I have found that when there is there's something called information overload, all right, which is a scenario where you know so much, all right, that in the end, all the things you know begin to conflict one another, all right, and it is making you uncertain of what to do next. Do you guys get what I'm talking about here? All right, where maybe you've drawn your zone, all right, and then because you're trading a blend of like 6 different approaches, you're using a pivot zone, you're using this, you're using that, all right, that information overload can make it difficult for you to take action. Do you guys get me? Are you guys here? Let me be sure that you guys are getting me, please. I want to hear from you guys in the chat box. I want to hear from you guys in the chat box. All right, good. So, you know, the entire essence of this, all right, in fact, we trade from zones, all right? We trade from zones, we trade from demand and supply zones, we trade from other blocks, we trade from, you know, zones generally, all right? And I have found that one way to confirm reactions from the zones, all right, is by coming back to our IPPS technique, okay? Such that, you know, IPPS also tells us that if I trade from this crossing, all right, I can literally just keep looking for sell entries until price crosses back, all right? Which means that in this move, I would have had at least 4 or 5 entries. Having 4 or 5 entries means that I would have easily flipped my account, all right? Rather than waiting on the 4 hours time frame for a single trade that will give me 1:3. Do you understand now? So I'm saying this because tomorrow, by God's grace, I'm going to be teaching you guys another approach, all right? Not something outside all of this, but I'm going to be showing you how to consolidate these things, all right, using live market. All right, tomorrow evening, I'm going to show you all of that, okay? I've marked my zone on the higher time frame. How do I find an entry? Let's say, for example, maybe I want to mark my zone on the 4 hours time frame. Let me clear the chart. Maybe, for example, I want to map out my zone on the higher time frame. This is 4 hours time frame. We have a break of structure here. All right, price has broken structure there. We have our demand zone here. Okay, and I want to confirm when would be a good time to enter this buy. All right, this move is what I want to catch, this bullish movement. All right, that bullish movement is what I want to catch. So what can I do? I can come to the 3 or 5 minutes. All right, let's go there. Let's go to that origin. And you see, this is where price tested into the fair value gap. All right, or the zone rather, on the 4 hours time frame. So what do? As soon as this cross is confirmed, all right, from this area of the crossing, I can literally take my trade. All right, and once I take my trade from there on the 5 minutes time frame, I am just simply holding with my stop loss somewhere around here. Why? Because by the time I entered, okay, I'm already sure that I entered at a point where price is ready to move. Do you guys get it? Or you could even use the 15 minutes time frame. You see the cross happened somewhere around here. All right. The RSI 75 crossing above level 50, somewhere around here. All right. You take your trade from here. And based on that, you are able to just take the trade and keep leveraging. All right. Keep layering rather. Do you guys get what I'm showing you? So if that is true, you realize that based on that, even though this is a supply zone on the daily time frame, all right, even though this is a supply zone on the daily time frame, by the time I come to the 15 minutes time frame to the 1 hour time frame, I am seeing that that bearish move has not yet started. That's what the RSI is telling me. That bearish move has not yet started. So if I enter the trade, I should be ready for drawdown. Does this make sense? Guys, please let me know if this is making sense to you. I want to enter from, remember I said that I want you guys to be more confident and be capable of entering trades with better lot sizes. All right. And I understand that it will be impossible for you to do that. All right. It will be impossible for you to do that if you do not have solid confirmation that price is going to move from the zone where you have entered from. Do you get it now? You want to enter from a zone where as soon as you enter your trade or not long after you enter your trade, you are certain that price will begin to push higher. That's the condition, right? So what we are simply doing is to use the IPPS RSI for the confirmation of our entry. So that even if on that trade, all right, if I want to risk 10% of my account, I will not be doubting myself. I will know that at least, at all, if I enter this trade, this particular trade, I am sure that I will get my 1:3 clean and simple and get out of the market. Do you guys get me? So that's the entire concept, all right? And the reason why I'm going to be I'm sharing this with you guys is because as a company, all right, as a firm, EasyFX has put together a software that will change trading for you guys. All right? We're partnering with some prop firms. We're partnering with some Forex brokers with the aim to be able to pay you guys for trading. Let me explain. We're working towards an initiative where whenever you take a trade, whether profit or loss, you are certain that you will get some money back. All right? So if I take a trade, for example, and I made profit, I am still certain that on top of that profit, all right, using that software, EasyFX is going to still pay me an extra token on top of the profit I made. So much so that if I now end up losing that trade, all right, EasyFX is also still going to compensate me a token. All right, but note that the token is being paid to you regardless of the outcome of the trades. All right, and the best thing that you must understand is that this software is completely free to use. All right, completely free to use. In fact, I can boldly say that the last 6 to 8 years of my life, all right, has been to gather the sufficient resources, the finance, the technical know-how, and all of that, so that I can be able to pay you guys good money, all right, by the time we launch that product. Do you understand? So that's what we're working towards, all right? And the truth is, if you guys do not learn now, all right, how to be able to trade with bigger lot sizes, we will be incapable of paying people substantial money, all right? Because when people are miserly and trading, you know, in bits, Whatever we are posting as testimonials from our community will not sound heavy. All right, it will not sound like a lot. Do you guys get me now? Imagine if every single person in our community is flipping $100 to $1,000 every single week. $100 to $1,000 every single week. $100 to $1,000 every single week. You know that by the time we post those kind of results, the kind of attention that it will command is different from if people are posting profit of $50, $70 every week. Do you guys understand me now? So I want you to know that we're entering into the next phase of what we are called to do as EasyFX Academy, all right, or EasyFX Technologies, and we want to carry you guys along, okay? So tomorrow's webinar is the phase 1 of what we want to launch, all right, because currently we are in partnership with FBS, all right? So tomorrow is phase 1 of what we are planning to launch. So guys, if you're excited to even learn more about this thing that I'm telling you now, I want you to just drop an emoji reaction. Just drop an emoji reaction. Let me know how many of you are excited about what we are cooking behind the scene for you guys. Let me know how many of you are excited about it, please. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, so that's one thing that I need you guys to understand, that we are putting in the work because we want you guys to make quality money. All right, quality money. And as such, you guys will not make quality money if you're not confident in your trading. Okay, if you're not confident in your trading. So we want to push you. We want to keep you energized, keep you gingered. And that's part of the reasons why I'm also starting the daily live trading of gold. All right, I want to start that as a template, as a proof, as a live example, so that you guys will know that these things that we teach you works. All right, and not only will you know that it works, you will actually see how it works. Do you guys get me now? You will see exactly how it works. Okay, so please remember, all right, all we are doing here is simple. We have zones that we have marked. Let me show you another example. Let me remove this one. This is another break of structure right here. And we know that this is a zone that we can mark. All right, let me mark this region. So which simply means that instead of racking my brain as to whether price will react from here or not, okay, I want to know, is this zone strong enough? Is it going to give a reaction? Instead of racking my brain like that, I can simply go to the 15 minutes time frame, all right, and see, just wait for this RSI, IPPS RSI. I will just wait for that IPPS RSI to dip below level 50 and cross back above level 50. Once it crosses back above level 50, I can be confident that we are good to go. And that's all that matters. All right? I step in and I close my eyes and I just keep going. Do we get it? Tell your neighbor, this year I cannot fail in Forex. Tell your neighbor like you mean it. I can't hear you. You are not saying it like you are serious. Tell your neighbor that this year I cannot fail in Forex. Okay, so remember we are using zones, all right, but our confirmation now is IPPS. So instead of waiting for double break of structure, instead of waiting for break of structure, break of trend line, and all the other confirmations that we use, all right, you can just streamline everything to work with just IPPS RSI, all right? And that will give you avenues to be able to add and accumulate more entries, more entries, more entries over time. Do you guys get it now? So that's the beauty of what we are putting together for you guys. That's the beauty of what we are putting together. Okay? So, like I said, today's session is just the phase one. It's just one of the phases that we're going to be going through in recent times. All right? Please make sure you are subscribed to this channel, all right? Because sometimes I might start the live session without necessarily posting in the community that I am live, all right, or that I've started the session. Do you get it now? I can start the session without necessarily coming to say, oh, guys, we're live, or I've started the session. You get what I'm saying? So that is one of the ways that you will know that, okay, this person is live streaming right now. So subscribe to this channel, all right? Because sometimes I will stream here, sometimes I'll stream on TikTok, but mostly here on YouTube. Mostly here on YouTube. All right, do you guys get it? So the agenda, the totality of the agenda is, remember, I spot a zone on the higher time frame, okay? Instead of disturbing myself and worrying myself over whether or not that zone will work. For example, see this break of structure here, okay? There are a number of places I can use for my zone. I could use this. I could use this. All right? I can even go to the lower time frame to go and be, streaming it down to just minimize the stop loss. But instead of doing all of that and going through all of that trouble, I can just come to the 15 minutes time frame and watch what happens here. Price was coming. As price was coming into this demand zone, do you see that the RSI has already dipped below level 50? All right, has already dipped below level 50. So what do? As soon as we get this cross, all right, you can see that price crossed above level 50. What do? I enter my trade. Okay? I'm entering the trade somewhere here. My stop loss is right below here. All right, I'm targeting 1:3, 1:5. This here is 1:3. This here is 1:5. But like I've told you guys, even if it's 1:3 that you target for each entry, it is more than enough. Godson, if you don't know anything about the IPPS technique, then it's simply because you joined the community a bit late. So what I'm going to do is, those of you that still have the IPPS course recording, those that still have it together in one place, please assist us, all right, so that people like Godson can catch up on the training. So if you have the videos, all right, if you have the videos, you can share in the community where you belong. All right, just share in the community where you belong in the order of the classes that we had, all right, so that people like Godson can follow up. Do you get it now? So I'm literally just taking my trade, 1:3, I'm satisfied, I'm done, I'm out. Okay? Which means that if I even risk 10% of my account on this trade, I've made 30%, I'm done. All right? If I risk 5%, I've made 15%, I'm done. If I undo a prop firm account with this kind of approach, I am settled. Do you get it now? So that is the approach, that is the concept, that is what we're trying to cook. Amen? So how does this sound for a beautiful January? How does this sound for the start of a happy year? Don't forget, guys, like I said, this class is phase one. All right, it's just one step in the entire process that we're going to be going through. And I can promise you, if you've ever had challenges with trading before, I can promise you that this year is the year it all ends. All right, if you've had challenges, you've had problems, you've lost money, all right, I can assure you that this year is the year it all changes. All right? Baby, that is busy. You know that, right? You know that, right? Daddy? Yes. I'm in a class. I'm having a session. Go stay with mommy, okay? Tell mommy I asked you to come meet her. You're not going. Yeah. Okay, get out. Get out. Get out. Okay. Love you. Bye. Yeah, now go to mommy. Babe, babe, please come help me call this. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So that's what we're working towards. All right. I want you guys to become proficient traders, so that when you're seeing people who are saying, "Oh, I flipped my $100 to $14,000," you will not doubt. Why? Because you yourself have done the same, and you have proof that it is doable. Do you get me now? So, like I said, this is phase one. If you've not registered for, if you've not yet registered for tomorrow's webinar, please, please, please go and register. All right. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you a secret approach. All right. That I don't teach people on a normal day. I've taught you guys a bit about it. All right. Especially right now. All right. But I'm going to be showing you some deeper, some deeper extensions into it. All right. So trust me, tomorrow's session is one you don't want to miss. You really, really do not want to miss it. All right. So if you have questions, you can just type your questions in the chat box. All right. If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box, and I'll try to address your questions as much as I can. Do we have any questions? Nobody's great. Nobody's great. Nobody's greater than you. Does anyone have questions, or can we call it a night so that we'll continue from here tomorrow by God's grace, and then we can start pushing forward for our... How do we get the modified IPPS software? There's no modified IPPS software. Okay, what I would do is I'm going to resend the IPPS RSI. All right, I'm going to resend it into the communities tonight. All right, that's IPPS RSI indicator. I'm going to send it into the community tonight. Okay. For trading view, okay, for trading view, I think I have, okay, I can send you the way to get it on trading view, but I'm going to send the copy for MetaTrader 5. All right, MetaTrader 5 and MetaTrader 4. I'm going to send it into the community maybe later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Okay, just ahead of our broadcast tomorrow. Do you guys get it? Just ahead of our broadcast tomorrow, so that once we get confirmations of entry, we can just work with it. All right. I want to trade live at least 3 days a week, so that you guys can watch me and make good money without having to stress, without having to, wait for one signal from somebody whose pips are on fire. All right. You guys can and will make money this year. I promise. All right. So, it seems there are no questions. If you later have questions after thinking about it, you can always drop it in the community where you belong. All right, you guys already know how we do it. The community is usually open. We encourage communication. We encourage expressions. So if you have questions, don't be shy. Ask your questions in the community where you belong. If I'm not available to answer, I'm sure that somebody who is equally capable will also respond to you. All right. So it's on that basis that I want to say a big thank you to you guys for joining today's stream session. All right. The name remains Adetola Freeman Ogunkunle. I'm a pastor. Don't forget that. And today was Sunday, so If you also need spiritual assistance, you can always reach out to me. It's part of my assignment. So I just wanted to put that out there. So don't say, oh, um, is just my Forex mentor. I have things that I'm going through. I don't want to talk to him about it. I don't know how to reach out to him about it. No. If you have challenges that you believe require spiritual intervention, reach out to me. I will do my best as someone who is called of God to react and to, provide solution to such challenges. Yeah, the link to the training tomorrow is in your communities. You should already have it in your community. And if not, Templar Emmanuel is going to share it once again. All right. Noel is going to share it once again. So he's on this call right now. So he's going to share it once again in the communities, the IPPS community, the Templars community, so that you guys can always, always join in. Okay. Trust me, we are set for some amazing, amazing stuff. All right. Don't rush. Don't rush. It will reach everybody. All right. It will reach everybody. Nobody will be left out. Okay. So thank you once again for joining. It's always a pleasure, having sessions with you guys and just getting to rub minds together regarding the future of this institution. All right. And the future of your trading career. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to believe that. All right. I love you guys so much, and I'm always pondering on what else to do to make life even much better for you guys. Okay, so thank you so much for being a part of this session. All right, the link is always going to be available for you guys. You can always come back to watch this video. All right, and do enjoy the rest of your trading week. God bless you. I love you.